Hey gang, Scott here. If you've watched my videos before, you know that I use the intersect mode in Lightroom's masking a lot. I'm a big fan of it because it's twofold. It's very powerful and it makes light work of masking. With just one, sometimes two intersects, you can get a very targeted mask with very little effort once you understand how it works. And I'm working through this photo here. You've seen this a few times recently in my channel here. And I want to add a level of warmth to the trees along this ridge line. You watched the earlier videos, you saw me brighten these things up, targeting it with a particular color range mask. Well, color mixer change. But in this video, I'm going to show you intersect for a different adjustment that I want to do here. And actually, we'll take this in two parts. I'm going to do a little bit of theory, just so you can understand what I'm about to do with this photo. See it with just like a basic colors. You're not going to have to worry about this photo or that photo, because the point of this video is understand how intersect works. Because if you're not leveraging it, you're making your masking more difficult than it may need to be in a lot of situations. So we're going to go through a little bit of theory, show you how intersect is working, what I'm going to do to this photo, and then we'll come back to the photo and I'll add this particular adjustment. But again, this isn't about the adjustment that I'm going to add. This video is about understanding intersect. So let's dive in. So to understand intersect, and in particular what I'm going to do to the photo that I showed you a moment ago, we're just going to use this basic color grid. There's nothing particular about this. It's just a whole bunch of colors with some dark shadows all the way up to bright whites for each one of the major color bands. Let's open up our masking area. And since I know I'm going to be targeting trees in that video that are kind of a warm color, the first thing I'll do is say, well, give me a luminance range. I know it's kind of yellowish and they're kind of like, middle-ish, brightness. They're not super bright. So I'll just say, hey, give me a luminance range mask of this. And we see the mask, right? Now this is the luminance of luminance mask, right? If I turn off the overlay for a moment, we move over here. This, kind of middish toned color here, even though it's yellow, when we talk about luminance, it's whether it's very bright or very dark. And we see all sorts of colors are impacted, right? We expect that with luminance range. All right, fine. Now, I want to say target those somewhat darker yellow tones. The next step I'm going to do is intersect with a color range mask. Intersect is going to give me the result is the overlap of the first mask I apply plus the second intersect mask. What's the net result of that? The overlap. Show me only the things where each individual mask intersects or overlaps. So now we will use our triple dot, intersect, and I'll do a color range. Now I'm going to turn off that overlay so we can just see there's that one dot that's next to my cursor. That's the luminance range. And I want basically the same thing for my color range, right? I want the same area. Now I'm hovering over the color range. That's the color range. That's the luminance range. And so where these two masks intersect, turn back on the overlay, that's the net result. Seeing that in a different way. Let's start here. Well, actually, I'll leave these turned on, but if I hover over luminance range mask, here's the luminance range, here's the color range. Where the two overlap, I get this result, right? So I've already targeted the yellowish colored tones that are all throughout this. Now it's interesting where there are, yellows showing up kind of all over the place. Well, we still have our color range selected. Let me put the overlay back on. We still have our color range selected. We can refine that and say, I want more of those, I want less of those. And we can get that color range relatively tight. And I've mostly focused it on yellow. So I've basically done effectively more or less 2 clicks. Right? Luminance range, I know I want to affect this particular brightness or darkness. Intersect with a color range. Now I'm limiting that to just the particular colors within that luminance range mask. Intersect, right? It's the overlap. Old school Venn diagrams. Remember those from school? And if you actually pay attention, right up there in the masking area, there's that little icon that shows you, the square and the circle, and only the things that are both in the square and both in the circle end up in our top level mask. We can do that again. I'll do it a third time, and this time I'll intersect with a brush. And let me get the feather like all the way down to 0, so a very crisp brush, small size. Now my brush is out here. I haven't started painting yet. As soon as I do, now I'm clicking and dragging, and nothing is going on, right? I'm painting all over the place up here. Nothing's happening. As soon as I start to drift down into where that color range was and where that luminance range was, I get just this particular little stripe that I've drawn for my mask, right? So here's the brush stroke I made. Remember, I was painting all over the place, but the resulting mask is only the intersection, right? Luminance range was everything. Then we intersected with a color range, narrowed it down, right? Only what overlaps between luminance and color. Intersect again. And now with that brush, what overlaps between the brush and the sum total of what's beneath it, I end up with just this little tiny stripe. So that's how intersects work. You can think of it, as overlaps. You can think of it as filtering down, narrowing down to just a particular segment, selection, what have you, that you want to work with. Intersecting and finishing the intersect with a brush gives you a very, very powerful brush that you can do all sorts of adjustments with. Now let's return to the photo and see this in action in a practical example. So I want to target those trees on that ridge line there. And I've done this once before, but we're just going to start up again. You can see this is my resulted mask there, but we're going to start right up again. And I tend to start with luminance range. It really doesn't matter what you start with. You're paring things down. I'll start with luminance range because these things are relatively bright, and it's like these tones out in here. So if I kind of do a little tiny click, I get basically the luminance that I'm interested in. I can refine that luminance range a little bit. Let's just open that up and start dragging it around a little so I can see, okay, I'm getting the majority of the tree line in there. And as you can see, there's lots of different upper midtones that are in this range that I do not want to receive the adjustment I'm going to do. This is where intersect comes in. So at first intersect, we will intersect with a color range mask. Now I'll turn off the overlay so I can see what I'm working with. And let's just get this color range right over here. Right? Okay, turn the mask back on. Okay, turn on the overlay. That's our luminance range. That's our color range. The intersection is here. And we can refine that color range, just like you saw me do with the previous example. Just that colored bar grid. And really what I'm watching is I'm trying to isolate as much as I can with that color range, the ridge line that's across the back, this slope here. And I don't mind there being a little bit up in the top there, because that'll just make this this next adjustment fade off quite nicely. So what I have now is predominantly and I'm pointing, I'm not dragging or clicking. I have this whole ridge line selected, and there's little bits of that same color and luminance peppered throughout the background. The foreground I don't care about. I'm not going to pay attention to, because the third thing I'll do is now intersect again with the brush. Now I'm going to stage the brush before I start painting. Let's get my feather back up there. And I know I want warmth, and so I'm going to push warmth very, very far, just so you can see what's going on. You'll notice everything that's in this mask just got affected. But now here comes the brush. And so as I start painting, as soon as I start painting, right, we see the warmth only going to both the luminance and color range intersection, right? I'm brushing out over here, over these deep evergreens, nothing. On the snow, nothing. And now I can kind of go all the way through this area. And I'll tone back down this warmth when I'm finished, because this definitely does not look very natural, right? So we'll kind of brush it out there and maybe let it taper off to the sides. Here's where we can take our flow down some and maybe taper it off out to this edge, moving over to the left-hand side, taper it off out there, and then some up in the tops of the hills here, right? So I am brushing there. If I press the O key, you can see that some little bits of mask are showing up, but only where I have the color and the luminance intersection, right? Intersect, it's a really big deal. Why didn't I do a big gradient here? Could have, but I wanted to taper it off at the top. Now, the last step, of course, is we can then refine the look. I can dial that warmth back to something a little more reasonable. And I'm just doing warmth here. Imagine doing this on something that you want to have like lots more detail, or texture, or anything that you can do with a brush. You can leverage all of this intersect action to very quickly get a mask like this, which would be much more complicated to try and dial in with just a color range and try and subtract with brushes. Could you get there? Sure, but I find intersect to be a much faster path to done. I hope this video is kind of demystified intersect for you some. If you need to, go watch it again. And if you got questions, drop them below. Until next time, my name's Scott Davenport. Have fun.